Welcome back. Clark, there's a guy, if you know anything about basketball. I mean, talk about averaging double-doubles for a series.
Oh, man. Oof. He was outstanding. He's the only guy that I can recall that averaged 30 in high school, 30 in college, and then stepped right into the pros and did the same thing. 30. One of the first truly all-around big guards. I mean, he could board, he could handle, he could get his own shot. Truly one of the all-time great.
And a fixture here, too. Still lives in town and loves to come to as many games as he can. While we were away, as we were watching the game in the Big Ten, Bostic hit a three, his third three of the year, and then fortunate with a three-point play, he was fouled after a reverse, and Memphis is struggling. Wilson up, and now he's found the touch a little.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's got a nice-looking stroke. Again, you wonder about a guy who elevates that high on his shot, but when he gets himself on balance and doesn't float or lean, he's a pretty reliable 12 to 15-foot shooter.
Bostic launches another three. I told you he made just his third of the year.
Felt good to him.
At the other end, Lorenzen Wright might have stepped out of bounds. They didn't call it. Oh, there. Guess who? Guess who?
See, if Memphis will just be strong with the ball, John, against any pressing defense, you can get decent looks at the basket, but they've been so careless and loose with the orange, they haven't been able to get a good number of high percentage shots.
Gardner with the good hands and then a nifty move at the other end. Showtime.
Yeah, we like it, Michael. He just asked me, y'all like that? Yeah, I like it.
I think everybody likes it, at least who's watching in Memphis. I don't know about in this building. Bostic, I don't think he'll be thinking about a three anytime soon after missing the last one. And Memphis has turned up the defensive intensity in the half court, and it's made a big difference.
But when you've got the kind of quickness out front in a Chris Gardner and Leon Mitchell, you can do that. There's the pilfer. There's Gardner coming from the weak side, and then he pushes it ahead. I would have gotten about 8 or 9 points in the slam dunk contest.
And we got a tied ball. Possession arrow favors Cincinnati. But again, the Bearcats struggling a little bit after they had pushed open a big lead. It's been cut down to 8.
Well, I think Memphis energized by those two good possessions. I mean, they get a jump shot and then they get a turnover in the hoop. And sometimes you need to get something going offensively to energize yourselves defensively.
Shot clock is now down to 2. Durden, I don't think realized it. Gardner with another steal. Dumps it off. Wow! Oh, my goodness, and it's foul as well.
He's bringing it down. Larry Finch, I don't know what he said to that young man, but since he's come in, I think he scored all the points. Watch out! +1.
Ho, ho, ho. 16 points for Michael Wilson. We've got 5:43 to go here. 16 of the 27. Make it 17. The lead now down to 5. A 9-0 run by Memphis.
By Michael Wilson. Oh, with help from Chris Gardner, who's come up with some nice pilfers.
Burton down to Forts and double team. Bostic gets the rebound. Almost flushed it right away. Gets it back for a second time. Too strong again. Lorenzen Wright clears.
Boy, if you're Cincinnati, those are the kind of shots you have to finish. You get 2 shots inside trying to thwart the momentum of the opposition. You don't convert, and the positive momentum for Memphis continues to roll.
And then Bostic commits the foul down the other end. Bob Huggins wonders what's happened to this lead.
Here you take a look away from the ball, folks. There's Bostic with the hold, trying to keep Cedric Henderson from cutting to the basket. Just a little overzealous with the contact there.
And into the bonus is Memphis, and Henderson hits the front end.
Well, we talked about Memphis needing somebody to step up with David Vaughn being out with the stress fracture. He had 15 points in the last meeting, and then Rodney Newsom had 23, so they have to replace 38 points they got in the last meeting, an overtime win against Cincinnati. And guess who stepped right into the middle of that picture?
Somebody named Wilson?
Yes, Michael Wilson.
11-0 run for Memphis in the last 2:45. Fortson thinks about it, moves in for a closer look, too strong, goes after his own. Garner has it at the other end. Henderson, and he gets fouled.
Nobody back defensively. Everybody for Cincinnati crashing the offensive board, which means if you don't get it, you're empty in the backcourt.
Here's a look at David Vaughn. I'm missing a lot with this guy, not just the points he puts on the board, but his leadership. Newsom as well, who can launch him from three-point range. That's an interesting look with the tie, Clark.
It very well is, John. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but nowadays that might be the newest in vogue fashion. You never know.
It's not that windy in here, is it?
Well, I think the fellas have been getting a little excited, just as you and I have been with the play of Michael Wilson.
This lead is cut to 1. It was 33-19. It's now 33-32.
And I mean, it's only been 2 minutes, if that. I mean, it's not been very much time at all. And Chris Garner has come up with some steals, and Michael Wilson has been scintillating.
Mitchell went for the steal that time, very nearly had it as well. McGree for Jacobs, thinks about it. Burton launches a three off the mark. Bostic, what a big rebound. Tries to clear his way out of there and gets fouled by Wright.
Boy, that's a great rebound by Bostic in traffic. Now, he can hop, too, and he's got a little more muscle than Wilson. So he went up in there that time and able to crack into defenders and draw the foul.
I want to remind everyone to join Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps for the Delta Faucet halftime report. Big Ten thriller that some of you may have seen here. VCU against Louisville, and battles in the Sunshine State of teams trying to make it to the tournament. Can Leonard Hamilton perhaps get that?
I don't know. You look at their non-conference schedule, that might hurt them, but their conference record is going to be no worse than 500.
Right.
And I tell you what, if they could knock off UConn this weekend down in Miami, it certainly would get the attention of a lot of folks.
Bostic gets 1 of 2, and then a nice job by Darnell Burton to save it. Bounce it off one of the Tigers.
And then I think even if Miami was able to beat UConn, they'd probably still need another win or two in the Big East tournament,
yeah.
I would think.
Still, regardless of what happens the rest of the way, what a story that is this year for Miami. No wins in the conference last year.
Right. 2 years ago, they had won 7 games in the conference and had done that all at home, though.
Fortson didn't quite get squared. Bostic again with a strong board, can't stick it back, but Henderson fouls him.
Well, that's 3 or 4 times that Bostic has done a great job on the board, but you'd like to be able to put the period on that sentence and finish it off. See, nobody gets a body on him, and he just attacks the ball. And that's really what rebounding is about. It's about timing and tenacity and going after the basketball. It certainly helps if you're as strong as he is and you can hop a little bit, but timing and tenacity are more important than jumping ability and rebounding.
Bostic has 6 rebounds, but again, the struggle at the line. Cincinnati 6 of 10 from the line right now, which is above where they shoot for the year. This is both of them, and Henderson has the rebound. Wilson, you know he can feel it, leans, and gets fouled. Fortson goes to the bench as Bob Huggins makes some changes. Littleton with now 18 points. That tied a career high for Wilson with 18 points. We got 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, he's been spectacular.
There it is, a new career high for Wilson in the first half.
Boy, and if you're Cincinnati now, your head is spinning. I mean, you just don't know where this lead went. And part of it is the energized defensive play of Memphis. And then Cincinnati's had a chance to convert. They've missed some free throws. And you need all of that little stuff to go when you're trying to thwart another team's momentum. And the Bearcats now find themselves struggling to get a good look.
Jacobs dancing around there in the lane. Pushed back out. Burton down the lane, hangs up, still won't go. Nothing's going for Cincinnati. Memphis ball. This game was 33-19. We are tied now at 34. Back to Cincy in a moment. Welcome back to a stunned Shoemaker Center that was tied at 34 apiece. 3:32 to go. Want to remind everyone, ESPN's 10th championship week, 29 games, 22 conference championship games. March 12th with a Big 8 ACC, Big West, and SWAC championship. It gets underway on Saturday. Trans-America Conference Championship, the MEAC as well, the Ohio Valley, and we'll also have part of our final season coverage of the regular season, Duke against North Carolina. And there's a man having quite a night.
And at just the right time, we talked about it at the top. Newsom and Vaughn, who had 38 points for Memphis in the last meeting between these two teams, out with injuries, and Michael Wilson has stepped nicely and spectacularly into the gap.
Henderson ran out of room. Shot clock now under 10. And Garner launches it. Misses everything but the glass. And Cincinnati will have a chance to finally get a field goal. It's been some time.
It's been. Now we're moving towards 5 minutes since they last scored. A field goal, that is. They did get one free throw.
Yeah, and they've had more trips than that. They're like 1 for 4 from the free throw line. Nothing will go into it. Shot clock down to 10. Oh, it's speed.
Good strong move by Burton. So this is what you have to do when you're fighting the shot clock. Beat your guy off the dribble and go strong to the cup. And that's exactly what Burton did. Now the other half of that equation, obviously, is you need to make your foul shot.
Jason Smith hit up with the foul. Burton is a guy who shoots 78% from the line. Leon Mitchell will go to the bench as Mingo Johnson checks back in.
Yeah, Burton really one of your better 6 men in the country. I mean, he gives you defense, he gives you size, he gives you points, and he doesn't need a lot of time to make a contribution. I mean, he's able to step in and do an awful lot for your team in limited minutes.
Had 21 against Maryland, averaging about 14 in his last 4 games. Knocks them both in. Lorenzen Wright will come back in for Memphis. Jason Smith back to the bench.
Well, we've got 2.5 minutes to go here. The only good thing about what's happened thus far is that Cincinnati has never relinquished the lead. I think things could have changed considerably and could if, in fact, Memphis is able to get a lead after being down by 14 midway in this first half.
That one won't go, and then Wright tries to tip it back in. One of the few for Wilson over the last few minutes that would not go down. And the crowd has reason to cheer again for the first time in a while.
Yeah,
good call. Foul away from the ball, and it's against Cincinnati. Bobby Brandon was hammering down there underneath.
In the post, you get open with your lower body. Take a look at the right side of the screen. Watch Brandon. See that? See, you got him right with the elbow. You use your hips and your legs to hold defenders off, and your hands basically are just the shields. You don't ever want to use them too much because you get whistled for the foul.
And Wilson will have a chance to add to his career high. I mean, if you'd have told Larry Finch that Michael Wilson would have 20 in the first half, I think
He would have just been mildly surprised because, you know, you and I had them earlier in the year. We had them at Georgetown, and I saw them in the preseason, actually in Toronto with Georgetown, and then I saw them in the preseason NIT. And I can remember Larry talking about this kid having tremendous ability, and over the last 10 ball games or so, he's been really solid.
Cincinnati tries the fourth one, and Mingo Johnson comes up with it. Garner to the baseline, then back outside. Henderson launches a three and knocks it in. And the lead is to Memphis. Burton quick again. Gets fouled and gets the roll.
Oh, that was a great take. They cleared the side for him. See, the side is cleared. The help defense is locked into their men on the weak side. And Burton got to the hole in a heartbeat there. See, by the time Wright makes the adjustment, it's too late. He's already at the rack. Well, I like that aggressive play. The last two times, Burton's going straight to the cup. And when you struggle from outside, that's one way you get yourself some high percentage shots. Take it to the goal.
And Burton converts the three-point play. Cincinnati regains the lead. Approaching 1 minute left now. Mingo Johnson launches a three-pointer and knocks it in. Cincinnati will have to shoot it before the end of the half.
Yeah, about an 18-second difference between game clock and shot clock.
Damon Flint now. Hasn't seen a lot of action in the first half.
Well, we've ranted and raved about Michael Wilson, but the defense of Memphis, and you made the point, has really picked up here in the last 8 minutes or so.
That's just a two-pointer for Damon Flint, but it ties the game. And now we'll see Memphis likely work for the final shot.
Boy, see, I just spread the floor. Flint, I don't think, can stay in front of Garner.
And that's what they're doing. Garner down the lane, then dumps it back out to Henderson. Misses everything. Brannon, and that's the end of the half. And quite a half it was. Cincinnati rolls out a big lead, but right now we're tied at 41. We'll see you with the second half right now with the Delta Faucet halftime report. Let's go back to Chris Fowler and Digger Phelps.